face to face, I embrace debate. I don't make mistakes, I just make my case. Drops mic when I'm done. What more can I say? Not bite to my tongue. I don't like the taste. I'm on and I'm on and I own my opponent. I'm always in the zone, either zoned out of zone, and then we could get it poppin'. Pick the topic if you watchin', skipping Shannon, skip the hoppin', took these sports and made them pop it. All right, undisputed.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Good morning over there, guys. How are we?
Good morning. Down 2-0 again.
Here we go, Clippers. We're going to break the curse of 0-2 down.
No, you're not.
It is time for once to be 1-1 coming home to Staples. And by the way, the Clippers do own Staples now. I don't know whatever happened.
Moved in from below the basement.
You want to put a case on that?
On which?
That y'all not going to be 1-1 after tonight?
I might do that. I just might do that.
Okay.
I just might. Are you're running hot and heavy?
Yeah. I saw you
got
coming.
it all.
I saw you coming last week.
You're in control. You're only 37 cases down.
37 cases, just, making his way up, doing whatever you can. We will get to your Clipper, Skip, I promise you that. But I want to begin with Ben Simmons. There is still a lot of heat, and he's taken the heat for passing up a late dunk in Philly's Game 7 loss to Atlanta. He was also in all-time worst in the playoffs at 34% free throw shooting of someone with at least 70 attempts. Doc Rivers feels confident that this will be the offseason that Simmons can finally improve his shooting. 76ers coach told reporters, quote, "I believe without going into detail with what we're doing, I believe we know what the right work is and the right type of work and the right way to do it, the right way to do it." So, Shannon, is Ben Simmons fixable at this point?
Skip, I just think the thing is he's never going to be what we originally thought he would be. A 6'10" Magic Johnson, LeBron type basketball player. I think we need to adjust our expectations of him. He's too flawed of an offensive player to be historically or transcendently great. We've never seen an offensive player this flawed and him be historically great, Skip. So maybe we just change our expectations, what the ceiling is for him, and he'll be fine. Skip, my grandfather and grandmother was religious, not every other word come out their mouth with Jesus, God, this, that. But my grandfather used to say, boy, never mistake habit for hard work. And they spoke to us in parables like that because I guess in the Bibles they speak to you a lot of parables. And you're supposed to figure that out, Skip. You and I both go to the gym a lot. We've seen people that come to the gym, Skip, 5, 6, 7 years, 5, 6 days a week, and they never change. Man, I'll be working out.
Because they mostly talk.
Because what they're doing is they're mistaking habit for hard work. Yep. Because they go to the gym 5 days a week, they think they're working hard. Ben Simmons think because he goes to the gym every single day, he working hard.
Well, if he is going to the gym every single day.
Okay, there lies another problem, Skip. How about this here? And I was thinking, Skip, there was nothing on last night. I ended up watching Kevin Hart's movie Fatherhood, and I was just thinking to myself, I said, Ben Simmons. Who could Ben Simmons be? Because he's not going to be Magic. He's not going to be LeBron. What if he was a Draymond Green type player? Could he be that, Skip? Initiate the offense, get you some rebounds. He can play defense. He can assist the basketball. Just not that offensive threat that when we think Magic, because Skip, Magic did average, was a 19 and 11 guy.
Yeah.
Could Ben Simmons be a Draymond? And this is no knock on Draymond because I think Draymond's going to the Hall of Fame. A Defensive Player of the Year, All NBA Defensive Player, 3 championships out of 4. So I think Draymond's a hell of a player, and that's not a knock if Ben Simmons can become that. Skip, he's just not going to be Magic. He's not going to be LeBron. So I think we need to scale back our expectations. But I also think Doc is like, you know what, man, I probably killed some of that trade value I had. That when I said, Skip, I don't know if he can be late in the ball. Because think about this, Skip. Let's put it in football terms. Imagine you got a quarterback and he becomes unplayable late in the ball game. What good is he? How do you say a guy is LeBron Magic if I can't play him late in ball game in crunch time? I got to get him off the court. Because he's not going to take a jump shot, and he's afraid to get fouled. Well, he's not going to take. He's afraid of shooting, and he's afraid of going to the free throw line. So he becomes unplayable. Skip, I don't know. Fix to what extent? Is it something that we can repair and it's going to be good long term, or is just a quick fix until we get a long-term solution, which is another player in here to replace Ben Simmons. I believe that's the best thing for both sides, Skip, because we can go back and talk about, well, Ben, you remember he had 42 against Rudy Gobert, the defensive player of the year? Yes. But also what was absent in that game? Joel Embiid. And he was in attack mode. So if he's going to tackle and lay the ball up, Skip, in the playoffs, he shot one shot outside of the paint. And it was at the end of the quarter, three shot. Let that sink in, Skip. The man played 11 games, and he took one shot. Skip, I don't know to the extent, how fixable is, what is your definition of fixable? That is the question that the Sixers are going to have to ask themselves. What is our definition of fixable?
Okay. I hear everything you just said. I heard everything you said yesterday. I heard a whole lot of things that got said throughout the media yesterday about it's time to get rid of Ben Simmons.
Right.
You were the first to mark it with it's time to trade Ben Simmons. Okay, so I'm going to ask this hypothetical question.
Okay.
What if I told you there was this player who was 24 years of age, and he's 6'11", 240 pounds, and he won Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
And then he made 3 straight All-Star teams, and he made 2 straight first-team All-Defenses.
That's a pretty good player.
That's a pretty good player. And what if I told you, as you just mentioned, that said player, not that long ago, just back on February 15th, got so angry over all the talk about how Rudy Gobert was the runaway defensive player of the year that he took it upon himself to go to Utah without his co-star. And at Utah, guarded mostly by Rudy Gobert, this player that we're talking about scored 42 points and hit 12 out of 13 free throws because he was angry about the runaway talk that he's going to walk away with Defensive Player of the Year, which he ultimately did.
Correct.
What if I told you that player has 7 games in his fairly brief NBA career of 30-plus points? What if I told you he has 73 games in his career of 20-plus points, and that he has 35 triple-doubles already in a fairly brief NBA career? And what if I told you that player helped lead his team to the best record in the East, to a first-round playoff win, and all the way to the second round in which his team was in a fairly commanding 2-1 lead, and then had leads in Game 4 of 18 points and in Game 5 of 26 points?
Correct.
That player is Ben Simmons, and that player is on the trading block, which is unfathomable to me because all of the above screams eminently fixable. What happened against Washington, thanks to Scotty Brooks, was Scott Brooks finally said, you know what, we got to do it. We got to resort to let's hack a Ben.
Yep.
And for some reason, this 24-year-old, who can be very tough-minded, I'll throw in one other game that sticks in my memory, and that was back on April 18th of 2019. Remember when Jared Dudley said, if you can just slow him down and get him in the half court, he's average in the half court, said Jared Dudley.
Yes, he did.
And at the shoot-around that day, the response from when Ben Simmons was, it's coming from Jared Dudley, come on, right? And he proceeded that night to terrorize those Brooklyn Nets. Obviously, they weren't the KD, Kyrie.
But think about it again, Skip. What was absent?
Okay.
Joel Embiid.
Okay, but he terrorized them for 31, 4, and 9 assists. He just took the game over offensively in the half court and on the break. And obviously, he's better on the break because once you get that freight train at 6'11", 240 going downhill, it's hard to keep him from the rim because he's like LeBron. He's ambidextrous. He can do it both ways. And he can get up and soar over you on the break.
But, Skip, Jared Dudley wasn't wrong. Jared Dudley said, we just got to give him the half court set.
Somewhere as we speak, Jared Dudley is chuckling, right? Because he's saying, I tried to tell you, right? But what happened to this young, still very young man against Washington? He got snake bitten. And I'm shocked because he's shown flashes of being so tough-minded. When he gets mad, he gets good mad. He gets unstoppable mad, but somehow he didn't get mad at Scott Brooks. He got gotten. He shrank. He let the demons take his psyche over. And you know and I know what happens. When you let them get in there, you're cooked. Where he got so afraid he didn't even want to try to shoot the free throws anymore. Because all he could do is muster up about 30%, 35% of them. And it got so bad, obviously, against Atlanta that he did not want to shoot the basketball in the fourth quarter at all. So he just says, don't even, just X me out of the offense. I don't want the basketball because they're gonna hack me and I'm gonna have to go shoot these free throws.
So now Skip, you're playing 4-on-5.
Okay, I got it. And they almost pulled it off anyway because it went to the wire in Game 7 because he's such a great defender. I don't throw that word around loosely, but he is a great defender. He is so long and strong and agile for 6'11". He moves like a two-guard. He moved. He stayed in front of Trae Young fairly well. Now, again, he got a lot of help. They would blitz and they would double. But for the most part, he's just so long that he made it really hard on Trae Young. And when Trae Young would try a step back, it's hard to step back on him because he's just too long. And the long arm of the law was getting in Trae Young's face.
He blocked a couple of them.
And Trae Young shot 32% from three because he's trying to